Welcome to another episode of From the Mount, a podcast from the campus of Mount Perrin Christian School. My name is Steve Kyle. I am the host of From the Mount. And with me, as usual, for the most part, always in the driver's seat,
Ooh, I'm a backseat person.
Actually, though, this is an auto self-driving vehicle. We're just along for the ride, Viola. But we have Viola Lucier back with us in the co-host seat.
Hello.
Hey, Viola. Welcome. And this is Viola. I'm excited. It's our Christmas episode.
It's going to be so fun.
So we've been recording, who knows how many? I know exactly how many episodes. But this is our first Christmas episode. And we didn't want this just to be a kind of an average one where it was just me and you. Mm-hmm. That would be great. But we were like, we don't want just great. We want amazing for the first one. And so we went to our friend. And no doubt, if you're a friend of Mount Perrin, your friend too, Mr.
Correct.
Wes Anderson is with us. Wes, welcome.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate it.
Listen, when I think Christmas fun and jolly elves and all that stuff, you're one of the first people I think of.
Interesting.
Because he's a drummer boy.
Yeah, he is. He is a drummer
That is
boy.
true.
But Wes, for those of you that may or may not know, of course, you know, Wes Anderson has 10 years, right, Wes?
10 years.
He has taught math prior to...
But not tenure.
True. Yeah, you gotta
Super important.
But he also, up until recently, did track, did cross country, did drum line, and now just do drum line.
Correct. Yes.
And the major reason for that decision, Wes, was
got a kiddo.
Yeah. Got a kiddo. So Wes, this coming up soon, later this month, is number 2 or 3. It's only
year 2. Yeah,
he'll be 2 years old on December 30th, so that's exciting. That changes everything, and certainly Wes knows that. Mm-hmm. But this is our Christmas episode, and honestly, the reason Wes is the guy. If you get to know him, he knows a lot of things about a lot of things. He dabbles in other things. He'll ask me questions out of the blue about things. I'm like, Wes, this isn't math. This isn't geometry or new dad stuff. Where's this coming from? So he's a wealth of knowledge, and so. But not only that, Viola, I was like, Viola, we got to get somebody in here that, but also we can have some fun with too on our Christmas episode.
Well, have a good time.
And so we asked 3 or 4 people; they weren't available. So
it's usually how it goes.
Yeah. No, so Wes, you were the first and only person.
Narrowed it down.
Yeah. You're the first and only person we asked, and so we are glad to have you on our Christmas episode. And this one's going to be Christmas traditions. That's what we're going to talk about, Christmas traditions, from ours to our country to all over the world. And I'll start with, when we think about traditions, whether we acknowledge that we officially have them or not, we do things in our country that we've just accepted as normal. When, let's cut down a living tree from outside. Let's bring it in the house. Let's decorate it. Then we're going to actually put some stuff underneath it for children when they're good. We nail socks to the mantle.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Right. All of it. Inflatables.
Yeah, certainly the inflatables. Let's drink some raw egg yolks, mixed with some other stuff, of course, to make it palatable. But we do these things, but these are only just obviously smaller things that take place. There are all across the world, because the U.S. is not the only place that celebrates Christmas, certainly, these interesting Christmas traditions. So you guys have done a little bit of research.
Yeah.
And so let's kind of begin with worldwide traditions, some things that you guys found in your research about some Christmas traditions. And Wes, as a first-time guest on our podcast here, I'm going to start with you. Give me a kind of a tradition that you found that you're like, this is interesting.
Well, I like this one, and I might try it this year. Why not? So in Mexico, they'd have church services, and then after they let everybody out, and everyone's walking through the marketplace. And so merchants were trying to attract people to their booths. I guess they had produce or something like that, but people would carve radishes. Yeah, that's plural.
Radishai.
Radishai. I think, radishai. But they would carve those into like Christmas sort of figurines to attract people to their booths, and I guess that just that just caught on, and people like, yeah, let's cut up some vegetables and make it nativity
and make it Christmas themed radishes. Which why haven't we thought of that, guys?
I don't know. We're
also,
so basic.
Can you even buy a radish at Publix?
Yeah. Oh, certainly.
Yeah.
I think you can. Publix, I think more. They have the obscure, and I don't even think radish. Growing up, radishes were they were around a lot. That's why I knew early on and young I didn't like radishes. It's the spicy vegetable in a interesting way. But there are people who love radishes.
It's weird.
I don't. But the fact that someone said, let's do it.
Yeah.
And what's interesting about a radish, now that I consider it, they're a pretty hardy, like it's not like this soft kind of
fiber.
It is.
Yeah.
And so you can shape it and make it. And I actually went online and saw some of these pictures on the internet of and really it is remarkable craftsmanship. This isn't like really simple stuff where they're like, look at that. And you're like, oh, you made a radish.
Is that a donkey?
Yeah. But it's I mean, these kind of nativity scene type things are unbelievable, and so it's pretty cool. Hey, let's use a radish, and we're gonna not only celebrate the birth of Jesus, we're gonna actually make Jesus.
That's right.
Out of a radish.
That's right.
But for it to become that big to take over a whole
kind of country, in a certain way, I think maybe it's like some things in this country that not everybody does, but it's fairly popular that it came up in a search. So if you're listening, looking for a new tradition,
or if you have a radish,
that's what I mean. It's as close as your nearest supermarket. Just pick you up some radishes and get to safely carving. Right?
I guess. I mean, all the radishes I've seen in the grocery store are really tiny. So I guess they are.
They do make bigger. They make larger radishes.
Got it.
There definitely are. At least when I looked at them online, I was like, that's a radish. Man.
Maybe Mexico has like real rad-eye.
Yeah.
I still want to call it rad-eye.
Yeah. Well, so great. We started with the radishes. Viola, let's go to you. Did you, in your searching, stumble on some interesting Christmas traditions across around the world?
Okay, so this one I love. In Japan, they eat Kentucky Fried Chicken and cake on Christmas Day. Just a little.
No radishes.
Little double crispy.
That's
It is. I cannot believe that. And it has nothing to do with Christmas and everything to do with just a 1970s PR stunt that caught on like fire. And now that's what they do. And I'm thinking, should I do that too?
You should.
Yeah.
And would it be just as effective if I did Publix fried chicken?
No.
Yeah. Well, I don't.
So?
I'm not sure. Here's what's interesting. They say it's in the millions. So this isn't like some obscure. Now, I know Japan has more than 3.5 million people in it. But
wow, that was quick.
3.5 million people, they estimate, participate in this Kentucky Fried Chicken for Christmas. Wow. And it's basically called Kentucky for Christmas. That's what it translates in. I'm not going to try, out of respect for the beautiful Japanese language, I'm not going to try to pronounce it.
I can't even do English.
But yeah, I struggle there. But it's called Kentucky for Christmas, and I just don't know if Kentucky Fried Chicken is open here on Christmas Day.
It's not.
I wouldn't think so.
No.
But there are places that are open because I think Walmart might be open at some point on Christmas
Waffle
Day.
House?
Yeah.
Does Waffle House ever close?
I'm not sure.
No, I don't think so.
Do they have fried chicken?
Yeah. Waffle House should never close. It should always be open for somebody.
And never change, which they never do. It's all the same stuff there.
Well, except their prices. They have changed.
Yeah, they need to.
They've gone up. So okay, we've got radishes. We've got Kentucky for Christmas. Wes, I'm going to go back to you. Give me another Christmas tradition that you found that you're like, it's a good one. This is an interesting tradition.
I like this one. I think I'm going to try it in my neighborhood. We'll see how it goes. Caroling with a dead horse. So it's not the full horse, though. It's just the skull.
Yeah. Now, where is this
at?
Where in the world do they do this?
This is in Wales.
Wales, okay?
Yeah. So
perfect.
So basically, what they do is they go door to door, and they challenge the people when they go. It's not really caroling. They go to the door and they challenge people to basically a rhyming battle. It's kind of like a rap battle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
And whoever wins, I think what do they get if they win?
Well, it's a contest, and then how they determine a winner, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Right.
But they do determine a winner, and then everybody goes inside to celebrate.
Yeah.
With the people's house you just showed up at.
Yeah.
Whether you know the people or not, I have no idea. It's like, oh yeah, we'll invite perfect strangers in with this dead horse. Let's have some refreshments.
Yeah.
So there are two things you have to pre-split. Number one, you better have refreshments ready.
Yeah.
On the spot, and you better be ready to spit some bars.
Yeah.
At the drop of a hat for Christmas, because that's really what's happening here.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is they're not just carrying the head. Someone is, if you can imagine this, listener, they're under a sheet. Like they're covered in the sheet and they're holding the head up as almost they're the dead horse.
Oh, that's got to be.
And
sticky.
you are rap battling with this kind of dead horse. So,
but does the horse talk back?
Well, it's supposedly the one that's doing the.
Oh, this is fun.
Yeah, it's supposedly the one you're in competition with. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense? So there's other people there really probably as moral support, because I don't think anybody's going to go by themselves to someone's house with a sheet over their head holding up a dead. You need your friends, your buddies.
Yeah.
We've had some
so you don't
eggnog.
get shot.
Yeah, we've got to go. We've got to, guys, I got an idea.
Yeah.
I got an idea.
I got an idea.
Get in the car.
Just hear me out. My uncle's horse farm? Well... So yeah, that's what they've done, and then you celebrate with refreshments inside.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, of course, why not?
Of horse.
Of horse, why not?
Oh, here we go.
See what we did there.
Sorry.
You've had the dad jokes long
I've had them
before.
for years.
Yes,
I've been storing them up.
You have been.
Yeah,
you have been. So
Sorry.
thankful
Squirreling them away.
Yeah,
yeah. So glad that they're coming out.
Yeah.
Viola.
Yes.
So you maybe. I don't want to say a theme, but there's a couple that you found that are there's some similarity to it. It's this weird almost theme, if you will.
Yeah. So when we think of Christmas, we think happy, we think cozy and warm. And when I'm looking at some of these, a common theme came up. And the first one is in Germany, Austria, Hungary, that kind of whole little part of the world. They have Krampus.
Ah, yes.
It's probably, I'm doing a hard A on that, but it's Krampus.
Krampus?
Yes. And it's
Dwight would know.
a devil-like creature that punishes kids on the naughty list and takes them to hell.
Wow.
That's
was intense.
Extreme.
Yeah.
That is super extreme. Also, how many bad people do y'all have? Like, question mark.
And where, it's almost like, we don't discipline our kids anymore. We're just going to let Krampus do it.
I never discipline mine.
Yeah, we're just going to let Krampus do
whatever he wants.
So, that is. Okay, keep going along similar lines, though.
Then we have the gift-giving witch from Italy.
Nice of her.
And exactly.
Like
and
her.
then we have the burning of the devil in Guatemala.
Wow.
So there's a lot of supernatural, demonic, that kind of theme going on around the holiday traditions.
We have Elf on the Shelf here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Not Krampus on the kitchen counter.
No. So, which I guess in many, when you hear those kinds of traditions, you go, one, I'm glad we don't celebrate those. But two, they are, for the most part, they're anti, like, hey, we're going to be burning these things.
Yes.
This is the opposite of what this time of year is. We want to, because there's another one that Norway does called Hide the Brooms that is in the same line as this.
My wife does that.
And so Norwegians believe that witches and evil spirits roam the night sky on Christmas Eve. So in order to hinder their transportation, they hide their brooms because, as we all know, I mean, that's how witches and evil spirits, they fly, is on brooms.
Duh.
This is true. So what do they do Christmas Eve? We hide the brooms.
Yeah.
We put the brooms up because if they don't have a way to get around, and then even some, they say, go out into the streets and they fire warning shots into the air as to ward off the spirits, like, don't be coming around here. We ain't got a ride for you. And not only that.
This is like a good Southern Christmas.
Yeah. Amen.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It might be. I think you could definitely make a case for that, but we don't need to unpack where we actually go
next episode
with that. Yeah, that would be another one. So it's an interesting.
Well, there is one that I wanted to ask you guys about because Australia.
Yes.
So they do Christmas on the beach because, of course, it's summer there.
Yeah.
Would you guys want to do Christmas somewhere warm?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, go ahead, Wes.
Well, I just, so my wife, her mom is Panamanian, so we did Thanksgiving in Panama this year at a resort.
As in Panama, the country, not Panama City, Florida.
Yeah, no, Panama City, the actual Panama.
Wow.
And yeah, where you're at a beach, and yeah, very different. I felt like, Home Alone when they go to like France, and it's like, oh, wait, no, the second one they go to the beach, don't they? Yeah. Don't they go to the beach in the second
I think it's
movie?
New York City.
New York City,
No, he's left in New York City. Maybe they go.
First one, they go to
I've
France.
watched the first one already.
Yeah,
but I haven't watched the second
it felt
one yet.
different, but it was great.
But you feel more like the turkey in hot weather
Right.
than eating the turkey. You're like, you know what? Am I basting right now? I think I am.
Yeah.
Where I would not want to do Thanksgiving or Christmas ever, never in warm weather at the beach. Especially, I actually, just being here, and we're in the Atlanta area, I miss snow. Of course, growing up in the Detroit area, we had snow on Christmas, and I liked that. And I always wondered, like, how did Santa land his sleigh in places where there was no snow? And then you saw Jeeps and things like that. And you're like, oh, he has a Jeep.
The Bronco.
There. Yeah. Something like that. But I never. So for me personally, again, I know people love the beach, but for me, Christmas is about the fire. It's about the I like, whether it's hot chocolate, coffee, or that kind of thing. To me, that just is what Christmas is about. But again, that's just my preference. What about you? You don't care?
So we actually started a tradition a couple years ago. I was super angry when I went upstairs to clean one of my girls' rooms, and they had not opened something that I gifted them a year ago.
Oh, wow.
And so I was like, we're not doing this anymore. And we decided that we were going to start doing more trips, and especially over Christmas. Now, they hate it. I mean, because they're like, what are you talking about? I have nothing to open. But I would rather have that memory than give you a chapstick you're not going to open and you're going to lose.
Oh, you could have just regifted.
Yeah, I should have actually. Like, surprise. But you've seen that before.
So you guys do trips, beach, wherever.
Right.
Got it.
Yes.
Yeah, that is. What about traditions? Is we're going to be kind of. What about your own personal traditions? Did you have any growing up? Do you have any traditions that either of you plan to do? You said trips. That's something you guys are doing. So how long have you guys been doing the trips on Christmas instead of maybe
I mean, it started like mid-pandemic year.
Got it. So we're talking, 2000.
Second pandemic year.
Got it. Okay.
That's when we really started it.
So it's been a few years you've been doing it.
And Christmas is so fun when the kids are little because you can buy lots of little toys and things.
That is fun.
When they're teenagers and grown-ups, it's like, can you pay my rent?
Yeah.
I need a new water heater. Like, what?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Not fun.
It's just cash or gift cards a lot.
Exactly.
Which isn't as fun, but it is easier.
Yes,
no
you're
stress
right.
whatsoever. You're like, oh, gift done.
Yeah,
yes.
I've shopped for you. It's wonderful. Wes, you guys have any traditions that you? Again, you only have a 2-year-old, so you're at the beginning of we have these kind of family traditions, or we hope to, or is there anything?
So we don't have a family one. The only thing I do every Christmas, and I only watch it once a year, and it's on Christmas Eve, and I start it at like 10 p.m. and I'll watch it till Christmas. But it's A Wonderful Life. So
I had never seen that movie.
Love Jimmy Stewart.
Me too.
Are you serious?
We're the same way. We watch it we do Christmas Day.
Okay.
While the meal is cooking, while everything's going on, we as a family, from our girls knee high to a grasshopper.
Yeah.
We've been watching that.
Wow.
word for word, beginning to end.
Yeah.
We don't just have it on in the background and do other stuff. We sit down as a family, and I tell
Take notes.
The end of that movie still,
it's good.
It is one of the people are like, it's the most depressing movie. The whole thing is just terrible till the end. And I'm like, to me, it's there's some real life in there. There is some humor in there. But then when you get to that climactic ending where he recognizes and realizes life isn't, it is just, I can't wait till Christmas Day. Well, I get to watch it again.
The first time I'd ever seen that was a couple weeks ago when our school put on that It's a Wonderful Life. And the whole time I was like, what's going on, guys? What's happening here? I mean, had no idea. Wow. But is that your favorite Christmas movie?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Hands down.
Yes, it is. Okay. Second close one's The Christmas Vacation. That never gets old. I'll watch it a billion times.
Yeah. All right. What's your favorite Christmas
It's
movie?
hard when you think of It's a Wonderful Life, and I love Home Alone. Is
based off a true story.
Great movie to me. I still laugh at the same can in the face, the stepping on the broken ornament, the grabbing the torch on the head. All that stuff still just makes me laugh. And then, of course, in our house, Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
Amen.
So we watch, no lie, my wife does not like it. But me and my girls watch Die Hard.
Really?
And Merry Christmas.
Oh, that's funny.
And to all the good night. We do. We watch Die Hard. My wife is not a fan. She does not like it. She is saddened by this. But my girls, when they first saw the movie, they said, Dad, why haven't you shown this to us before?
Really?
And so we started watching it. And it's something I look forward to. So
Carl Weathers.
I can't, Yeah,
he's arguably the best actor of all time.
So, and then of course, I have a Christmas trip. We do Christmas lights. We load up the car every year, and half of the girls, and we go drive around to other neighborhoods all over the Kennesaw, Ackworth. We go Paulding County. We're in a lot of different places. Sure. We've got a lot of miles in the car. Christmas Eve. And we look at other people's Christmas lights, and it's one of my favorite things to do. We do it every year, and I'll post the picture in my social media, and I try to squeeze in as many of the most recent, like the years, so you can see us in the same shirts, and the girls getting older and taller, and me balder and older, and but it's one of my favorite things we get to do every single year for a Christmas tradition, and so I know this.
Do you have a favorite house?
We have a place we go. There are two houses right next door to each other. And we do have kind of a favorite place we go, and I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. Like, I know the area it's in, but we do have a favorite place we go. We park, I film it, they change the music up, because there's music with these.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
So there's music with them. You turn your radio to that station when you pull up in front of their house. And the music comes through your speakers. It's really cool. And again, it's something we love to do. And
I love people who love to do things like that, because I am not one of those. And thank you.
We do. It is. It's super low cost. It's the cost of fuel to get there, because that's what it is. And we laugh and we talk a lot while we're in the car together. And it's $80 for a full tank of gas. But well, here's the deal. Thank you guys. Traditions, whether you're listening right now and you've got a normal family tradition you guys do, or you don't have any, and your tradition is to have no traditions. I do know this. We as part of Mount Parent Christian School, our desire is that we want to keep Christmas about the most important thing. And certainly we know that we can have all these great traditions, and they are fun to have. But the single most important thing we can certainly, whether it's passing on to our kids or remembering in our own lives, is all the lights, it sounds cliche, but the reality is, whether we agree, was he born on December 25th in this year? All that we could discuss in other podcast episodes. We do know this. God sent his son for this express purpose of redemption and restoration. And we have this awesome opportunity this year to celebrate that at this time of year. And that's a certain tradition we should never not, be sharing with our kids. Kids, don't ever forget what we're actually gathering and why we're doing these things and why some of these silly things are silly, and we laugh at them, but this is what Christmas is about. And certainly that's something we need to continue going, and then hopefully our grandchildren and their children and their children, and because ultimately that's what it is about. So
Agreed.
Good stuff.
Awesome. Wes, thank you for being on this episode.
Fun.
And Violet, look forward to having you again on another episode. And Mount Paran family, from Mount Paran Christian School to your family, we would love to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a blessed and happy New Year. Thanks for listening.